What brought you into
Well, what really
that in
brought me
crypto?
into invest, yeah, well, mainly cryptocurrency in general. What really
Mm.
brought me into investments is, I don't know, funny enough, Scooter was talking about Bitcoin way back in the day in high school,
Oh wow.
yeah, and he's like, he laughed at me because this was after high school, and he's like, and we're just sitting here talking about Bitcoin. He's like, damn man, I was looking at Big. I was,
Doing the voice.
he's like, damn man, I was looking at Bitcoin, like even when we were in high school. He's like, I should have bought this shit. He's like, I should have bought this shit. He's like, I didn't know this shit was gonna go so high. He's like, I'm like, well, damn, yeah. If you bought like 100 Bitcoins back in high school, you would have had a turnover of $1 million per coin.
Jesus.
Yeah. So I mean, it was crazy. Like, but anyway, when I started studying Bitcoin, that's when I really started getting into understanding before I even started investing, I had to understand all the terminology behind Bitcoin, right? I'm not going to explain it right now because there's too much. It's going to take too much time and too much terminology. But I'll just give you the gist. Basically, it's a different form of transaction on the internet. You pay someone in digital currency, and they receive their funds. It's the same thing. It's just our funds are placed on a network. It depends on a network, and that network is provided by the community. So if that network ever gets shut down, your transactions are slow. Your transactions don't go through until it gets back up, right? So the thing is, what really sparked an interest in me is that I noticed the cryptocurrency or digital currency was still in the adoption phase. There was a lot of opportunities to make a lot of money from the market. So I started doing a lot of research. And when I started researching, and I was doing I would wake up, research, and just sit there for like 24 hours.
Jesus.
Reading and reading and reading, and I would rinse and repeat this for like weeks and weeks and weeks, and until I finally understood the integrity and entire meaning of cryptocurrency. Like I had an epiphany. Like I had like a
light bulb.
Like, I had a light bulb. Like I was like, damn, I think I'm going crazy, or I don't know, it's just me. But I started reading, and in digital currency market, like this, Bitcoin's not the only coin. Like there's other coins out there. There's other fraudulent coins out there. There's other scam coins out there. But that's where you pick out the ones that are actually true. And, because at the end of the day, all these coins is the same thing as stocks. Like you're investing into a digital company that's providing you shareholders, but it's digital shareholders, right? So, it's after that I started doing a lot of research. I found a different coin called Monero, and that's when I really started understanding the psychological impact of what investments can do, how research can do overall, and how stock and how everything works overall. Because I understood that. Here's the thing: Bitcoin used to be a private transaction. So if you made a transaction with Bitcoin and you bought something usually people would buy they'll go on the black market, they'll buy something crazy, like they'll buy cocaine or whatever. Like if they bought cocaine with Bitcoin in the black market, that transaction was hidden. It's private. No one can see it. No one can find it. It's gone. It's untraceable. When I was researching Bitcoin at the time, Bitcoin was no longer as private or untraceable as before. It could have been traced when I was researching Bitcoin, but it was still considered private. Nobody can see the transaction, but it's still traceable. Okay. So what Monero what they did was they produced their own digital coin, and then they added the technology and the programming into the coin, into whatever the networking, and they made Monero able to be untraceable at all times. So what this does is it literally replaces the niche of Bitcoin, because Bitcoin, the main purpose was to use it to buy
black market stuff,
shady transactions, right?
And it's trackable.
now that it's trackable, you don't. I had this, and this gave me like a crazy idea. Like, okay, well, let's just think about it for a second. Let's think about all the China gang organizations. Let's think about all the big ass organizations that are probably using Bitcoin because let's face it, gang organizations, criminal organizations, they're fucking smart as fuck. They're not stupid. They're smart, right? They're always wanting to move money around and shit. So I'm just thinking this as an investor's point of view. Always got to think outside the box, right? So I thought about this. So okay, so if the investors realize that Bitcoin is more traceable now, what if they start moving their money over to Monero? And Monero just came out at the time, so it was only worth like around $4 per coin. And then well, when I started researching, it was worth $4 a coin. I got into the market around an average of $8 per coin, and I threw in 10 grand I threw in 10 grand into the market. Yeah, and then I projected at least a year and a half to 2 years that it will go up by a lot. And I told all my friends, I told all my families, I told my friends, you should. I told them the idea, and then they thought, Josh, you're fucking crazy, or Sarah, you're fucking crazy. This shit's a scam. This is the blah, 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 whatever, right? And then I look at other. I'm not just looking at Monero. There's other markets I'm looking at as well. Same thing. But the idea is find the niche of what the company is doing, and then try and incorporate that into a world economic sense. Like provide for the whole entire world. See what it can provide for the whole entire world. Right? For this particular niche for Monero, it could provide untraceable transactions for only big organizations that are doing shady transactions. So in this case, fast forwarding to a year and a half, I was actually on the spot. I projected that the coin will be around $500 tops. So it actually hit per coin. So it actually did hit almost 500. It hit 495, and then it started going down. Because what comes up must go down. It's general rule of thumb, right? So and it's crazy. People were messaging me, I should have bought Monero, blah blah blah. And what? I didn't want to hate to say, but I told you so, right? And then this is when people start asking me, what's the next thing that's gonna go up? Blah blah. What's this? How can I get into the market? What do I do? What do I research? And at this point, I found another opportunity for myself. I became a third-party broker for people who didn't want to take the time to invest, didn't want to take the time to research and do whatever. They wanted to just give me money and help them invest, and I take a certain percentage. And that worked out for a bit, and then it got too much. It got too overwhelming for me because I was handling too much numbers, and I was also doing gaming at the same time.
So you had to choose.
Yeah, so I just stopped doing everything in general. I'm just doing long-term investment for now, and doing this. Doing Street Fighter and streaming, and I don't really have to worry about it too much.
So it goes back to the same thing that we were saying. You gotta notice the trend and move with the trend.
Yeah,
like you got a good mindset on moving with what's going on.
Because if you are an investor, you have to be researching in the market or researching news in general. All your resources, at least maybe like 2-3 hours a day. But if you're doing it full time, I'd recommend doing maybe 10 to 24 hours a day.
Jesus, but I mean that's the cost, man. That's the cost.
Yeah, that's the trade off. If you don't want to work, your 9 to 5, you want to be successful, you have to surpass your limits.
Right. That's true. Damn, that's a good one, man.
Yeah.
Did you steal that from someone too?
No, that's mine. That's actually mine.
Good one. But it's true though. It's I have a lot of other people that are young starting entrepreneurs and passionate about certain things, and you all hear the same constants, like we may not all be millionaires or making all this amount of money. Some of us are struggling, but that doesn't mean the mindset is not the same. Like I tell a lot of there's a lot of people when I look at, let's say, the younger generation, I'm looking at a lot of younger kids, and they want to sleep all day, let's just say, for instance, and then they want to make all this money, and I'm just like, that's not, how is that supposed to work? You can't sleep 12 hours a day and then think the other 12 hours, you're gonna make money. If you're not waking up in the middle of the night with an idea and like, I gotta get up and I gotta put this down, I gotta do, then you don't have what it takes. Like, I mean, it's just being honest. You know, if you're not gonna wake up and, you know, I use the phrase, wake up and stop making excuses and just fucking fold your bed or some shit like that, then you can't make it, because you don't have that. It's a discipline. You know, it's an understanding that, you know, I've got to sacrifice, you know, maybe some of the more comfortable things like sleep and eating sometimes, because you want something greater than what's going on right now. And if you notice, a lot of people have those same, you know, mentalities.
It's hard to find that motivation, because
true.
It's because of our families.
Yeah.
Because we are subliminally embedded with the ideas of, you know, like your family wants you to be a doctor or a lawyer or whatever, and you know, you can't find your own route in life.
Right.
And you know, that's fine if you want to make your family happy. That's fine. But I mean, you know, just know that if you take an adventure and a journey on your own and grow from the bottom to up, it becomes more rewarding and successful.
Right. Especially for you. You know, everybody will see it maybe in the end. But
yeah, because I just have a high school graduate degree. I just graduated from high school. That's it. I never went back to school. Right. I'm just working my way up. That's it.
Right. And self-taught. I mean, you did everything else. Is just you just researched it.
All these skills I've picked up is from my biological father. Like I was so inspired of him. You know, being able to pick up so many skills.
Right.
You know, I want to do the same thing. You know, I do hair. I do makeup. I do nails. I do anything at a salon, like, you know, fucking, what else is there? I do vocal coaching, you know, I teach people about financial investments, you know, there's so many things I can list, but like, there's just so many skills I have picked up over the course of ever since I was a kid till now is very humble. It's very inspiring for myself.
Yeah, that's cool. So segueing into like the ending, I know we were talking before we even started that like you feel like you're getting to that point where now you got to find what it is that you want to do. What made you feel like that? Like now like it seems like the way I was getting in is that, like, all right, I dabbled in a lot of things. I think now I want to start segueing into what I think I'm going to be for like the next couple of years of my life, or, you know,
that's because I've always been born to play games. Like, you know, ever since I was a kid, I want to play games. You see other people playing games, you know, and they get paid to play games. Right. They become a celebrity. You know, I want that. I want to get to that level, you know. Right. And you know, that's what's really inspiring, because I'm a fucking gamer.
Right. Yeah, you gotta stop how you say, stop denying it, right? It's just like, all right. So that, I mean, do you feel like that's it now? That, like, if you see yourself in the next maybe 10, 15 years, where you think you would be at?
In the next 10, 15 years, I will probably be a social worker and also doing other things on the side as well. So, yeah.
So you think the fighting game, the gaming, the fighting games, you think that'll be in the, like, not
as
anymore or something like that?
It'll still be there. Oh, everything will still be there. I'll do social. I'm doing social worker still though.
Right.
Like, I'll try and fit everything in one spot, but like balancing it will be pretty hard. But that's what I plan on doing. Like, I've always dreamt of being a social worker.
Right.
Not because of it's just inspiring that, you know, my mom was able to be helped by a social worker.
Right.
If it wasn't for the social worker, we probably wouldn't be here.
Right. True.
Yeah, right. So, you know, there's a lot of passion and inspiration behind that.
What do you think you could take from your experience in, like, let's say, gaming to if you want to be social work? Like, what do you think that could help you with that? To gladly explain to parents that are having trouble about my failures and relate to them. I can relate to them on anything that they've experienced. Right.
Hardships. I can not relate, but I can even understand it and grasp it, and and then try to, like, you know, think of a solution. Like, you know, it'll definitely be because of the experience I've handled over the course of my lifetime.
Yeah. I think that's a big thing of social work. I think social working it has it in there. Social, right? Social, you have to be able to communicate. You have to be able to relate. You know, if you don't have those qualities, then
I mean, you can't just like get a degree in social work and just go into like the field.
Right.
You're not gonna get anywhere, right? Yeah.
And I think that kind of sucks for somebody like you too, because I don't know any other way but at least getting some kind of degree to get into social work.
Exactly. Yeah, I mean, you have to. It's the only way.
Yeah, it's only that sucks. Because I mean, you'll have the life experience, but a lot of these people need that paper. That kind of sucks. But all right, man. I don't know. That's all I got right for now. And I know we've been on for a while, man.
We've been for a while. It's 2 hours, man.
Oh shit, really? Damn, the time went quick, man.
It's long ass podcast, bro.
Yeah. I mean, well, I usually don't try when I do these things. Like I said, that's why when I told you in the beginning, I don't want it to be like a Barbara Walters type of thing. What I'm gonna do is when I'll chop it up a little bit, so kind of get the certain categories.
Oh, I see. All right.
But I want it to be kind of free flowing. If I was right next to you, if I was next to you and we would talk, that's how I would want it to be. Like, yo, fucking just going in, yeah. But so yeah, I mean that's a good conversation. We're gonna get you on. Yeah, I gotta get you on again, man. When you got some more time.
Word. Well, you got anything else to ask, or?
No, I mean, anything you want to plug in before? Anything that you want to say to your peoples about?
I think everyone knows me, but I mean, y'all know I be streaming 24 hours. I'm probably gonna do it tomorrow. So I was
gonna mention that. Well, that's more of a personal thing, but yeah, man. If you're gonna be doing the 24 hours, have you been like at least having like a healthy lifestyle? Like when
I make sure I'm eating and drinking water. That's the most thing. Cause I'm used to the 24 hours is because I used to fast a lot while playing League of Legends. I played 24 hours of League back in the days, and after that I take a break. I eat whatever, do whatever, sleep, wake up, do it again, and I would rinse and repeat. Like I consecutively played League of Legends 24 hours for like months. Wow. That's how bad it was.
And that's why you still are used to it.
I got used to it.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah. And the way my sleep schedule works is like I can adapt to any sleeping schedule. Like I can sleep in the nighttime, I can sleep in the morning, like whatever. Like, but as soon as I hit on the plane, I can't sleep. It's ridiculous. Yeah, that's just whack. I actually have to take a sleeping pill to sleep on the plane. It's crazy.
Oh, speaking of that, what are the like? So I mean,
obviously, we're gonna be.
Yeah, when are you gonna be for the next season?
We're gonna be in New York next week, boy. Next Friday. Yeah, we in New York next Friday.
I gotta hit you up, man.
Anyone in New York, I'm gonna see you all there. We'll be there.
What's out here?
ECT. It's in New Jersey. Yeah, it's in New Jersey. So I'm gonna be there. Gonna eat with Scooter because Scooter gonna come through. And then the following next week, I got to travel again to the Canada Cup, so that's in Toronto.
Right.
Yeah, and then from there on, we don't know. I might be at the last chance qualifier, and then
that's
I don't know where it is. I don't know what it is.
I thought it was right in where the same place Capcom Cup is going to be.
I don't remember. Probably, yeah. But after that, and then it's next year, and see what happens.
Yeah. Well, where in Jersey, East Coast Storyline going to be?
I have no idea.
I'll check it because I mean it's probably driving distance, and I'll try to make it out because I've been doing so much with this and other things. I'm going to be teaching martial arts soon to little kids, so I've been really. You know how it is sometimes. When you mold to focus on one thing, something else falls off, and since I haven't been Street Fighter,
for sure, like.
Yeah,
I know what you mean.
Yeah, you know how it is. 24 hours reading on cryptocurrency. I'm pretty sure a lot of things is fading in the background some days.
So, it is. That's just behind me now. Like I actually have to read now if I want to like pick up on something. But from all the fundamentals of digital currency is still with me.
Right. And investing and all that stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, I gotta. I'm gonna make sure I hit you up and. I'll see what the tickets are like, and I'll probably drive down there. Hopefully, they'll have like parking and stuff. And I know, like I said, the next year, the plan is to the connections that I made to really try to solidify it and really try to get out there and really be out there in person with some of these people and really try to grow something. Because I feel like that's the next step. You know what I'm saying? The next step with the circle.
For sure.
Anyway, a pleasure. Speaking with you. We're gonna do this again for sure. ECT, you're gonna be out there. Blast Cero on Twitter. You say you don't really mess with Instagram too much, but right now Twitter you on. You're always on Twitch. Twitch.tv CeroBlast, right? CeroBlast, right?
Yeah.
And the Twitch is Blast Cero.
Stupid.
Yo, that's that. Yeah, the social media, like setting everything in uniform is so hard, dude.
Yeah, I know.
But all right, brother. Have a good
night. I'll catch y'all later, man. Thanks for having me.
Peace.
Peace out.
And I hit you up, man. We'll talk about ECT and stuff.
All right,
brother.
Peace.
So yeah, everybody, man, I appreciate you guys coming through. You know, we were talking for a while, so I'm glad for all of you that really stood to hear what was going on. Blessings to all. I'll catch you guys probably most likely on Monday because you know, I got to take a break. Usually on the weekends I don't even do these streams, but you know, hit the follow, hit me up on the other social media sites. My link is right there. You know, I'll put this up on podcast form, and I'll throw it up on YouTube as well. So, you know, check it out there. And that's it, guys. Blessings to all. Have a good night. And I'll see y'all on the next one. Peace.